Hi, this is Mary Chamberlain with the Next Gen Medtrade Accessible Home 2010, and I'm here with Frank Westby with Easy Access. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
I wanted to just ask you about your products. If you could give me a brief overview, that would be great.
Well, Easy Access, we're the nation's largest wheelchair ramp manufacturer. We specialize not only in portable ramps for travel and vehicle, but also for home access. As you can see here, we've done the ramps for the Next Gen home. You know, a lot of people don't realize that when somebody comes into their store to get a wheelchair, a power chair, and sometimes even a walker, there's the need for access. And when they come into the store to look for a mobility device, they're really looking for the freedom that mobility device provides. And if we don't have access as part of that equation, we're really only selling them a device. And, you know, quite honestly, we know that's not why they came in there, because they probably don't want the wheelchair to begin with. They're looking for the freedom that it provides. And a part of that freedom is going to be talking about, you know, how we're going to get that wheelchair or scooter they just purchased out of their vehicle once they get it home, and then for that matter, how will they get it in their home once they get it out of their vehicle. So, you know, these are some key things that we feel is really important for any dealer that's offering a mobility device to really take time during that consultation process to ask them how they're going to get it out of their vehicle, how they're going to get it in their home, and then for that matter, when they want to travel, visit friends, you know, also take into consideration some of those things, because after all, they've been stepping up, walking up most of their life, and they've come to a point, you know, as age creeps on us, or, you know, any sort of infirmities, that they don't have that freedom, and so they're trying to maintain it. And if we don't provide that access or that consultation period, they'll discover it after they leave your store, and they're more likely to find that solution, maybe your competitor down the street. So not only you lost a customer for ramps, but for further sales down the road.
Well, you speak of competitors, and I'm curious about, often you see wooden ramps. What's the difference between a wooden ramp and the ramps that you provide?
Excellent question, and this is probably one of the greatest challenges. We, you know, in doing market research, have determined that wood is probably our biggest competitor, and we really feel after the studies and things that we've investigated that most people go to wood because it's kind of the default. When somebody wants something built, they call the contractor's building out of wood because he probably doesn't even know aluminum ramps exist. The downside to wood versus aluminum is maintenance. There's a lot more permitting because it is considered a permanent structure. You do usually have to dig holes for concrete footing. If that happens to fall over your septic, that's probably not going to be able to happen. So now you're not going to be able to put a wood ramp maybe where you want to, so now you got to look at other alternatives. With a easy access modular ramp, you can build it over existing structures, so we do not have to tear out porches, decks. It can set on top of the ground versus having to have concrete footing being placed, and in a lot of cases avoid some of the permitting that is required, red tape, and so making the access into your home a lot more simple. The other nice thing about it, if at some point you feel you don't need your ramp anymore, you just break it down, you could sell it. A lot of the dealers are even offering a buyback program because it is worth something. In the case of a wood ramp, you're probably going to pay to have it hauled off because it's treated lumber. It's not good for anything. You can't even burn it because of the chemicals that are in it.
That's very interesting. Now you talk about the modular aspect and the quick and easy installation, and I like that you talked about that it's so much easier than the wood with the concrete and all the permitting and all those issues. So tell me how quickly someone could get a ramp, put it together. What would the time frame be for that?
Excellent question. From beginning to end, you do an evaluation, which is based on the height of the rise, you know, where the ramp's going to be located, the highest point to the lowest point. You know, that doesn't take too long once somebody knows what they're looking for. Then the actual ramp itself, once we've determined the configuration that's going to be needed, for the most part, the ramp could be delivered to the customer's home in 2 to 3 business days anywhere in the United States. We have 2 manufacturing plants, one in the state of Washington and one in Kentucky, to accommodate both sides of the map. Once the ramp arrives, we advertise that 2 people, once they're up to speed on our ramps, could do a straight run, wouldn't include the platform, but with all the hardware, all the handrails, in 30 to 40 minutes. So it makes it very easy for someone to gain access into their home without spending a lot of time and going through a lot of red tape.
So Frank, this is the first time that Easy Access has been at the Next Gen Home Experience and having your ramp here in this sort of environment. How has that been for you?
You know, it's been really exciting because, you know, we're the manufacturer, so we don't always get to see it in action. And the really nice thing about the show, it does allow us to put our ramp in a live setting, if you will, people going in and out continuously, as you see just a moment ago, somebody taking their wheelchair up and down our ramps. And it's just neat to see how easily they're able to access the home, you know, without any difficulty with their mobility device. And that's really what they're after. When they got that wheelchair, they got it so they could be mobile and free.
Absolutely. So we have Frank with Easy Access, and it's been wonderful having you be part of the show here at Next Gen Medtrade 2010.